everybody, it's Dr. Chris with Texas Chiro Health, back with our 12 Minutes to Health. I want to just take a second and say thank you guys for joining us. This is one of the most important things that we do as a company and as doctors in general, is just understanding, finding research first of all, understanding it, and then helping our patients understand why it's important and how to apply it to their lives to be healthier. For us, we're constantly talking to you guys about eating better, moving more, getting more exercise, and managing stress to just have a better mindset. And that's what it takes to be healthy. And the research agrees with us. And we love to present to you guys the research, the peer-reviewed, randomized controlled trials, the research that is the reviews of those randomized controlled trials, and just giving you the facts and an unbiased approach to your health and being healthier. So thank you guys for being here. Every Tuesday night we do this in the office. I really encourage you guys to get there on Tuesday night so you can talk to the doctors, you can enjoy a green smoothie and some healthy snacks, but you get all your questions answered. You can actually hold the research, take it with you, read it, and do a little bit of reading on your own so you have even a better understanding beyond just what we're telling you, which I always encourage patients to, yes, trust us because we're telling you the truth and we're doing this for you, but also get out there and look at it yourself, because you'll just have a better grasp on it and you'll be healthier because of it. So we also love to get out into the community. We bring this information to you each and every week inside your company. We'll bring you guys a healthy lunch for you and your friends and coworkers. We just like to spread the word about health, and we like to see people be healthier. It's our job. That's what we want. We want people to be healthier. So get a hold of us. Let us know if that's something you're interested in, and we'll come out and we'll bring you some lunch and present some research to you. So let's dive into the research here. This research article was done by McLaughlin and Mills, and they did it on bacteria, probiotics, which I really like talking about because it's an important part of our health that we're just starting to understand. We didn't understand this 30 years ago, or we were just, cracking the shell on it. So this study is titled "The Influence of Gastrointestinal Commensal Bacteria on the Immune Response That Mediate Allergies and Asthma." All right, so basically it's looking at what is the level of our bacteria in our gut, or the probiotic, or the microbiota, or our microbiome. Those all mean the same thing, the gut bacteria, the bacteria that's in our body. How is that affecting our immune system's response and creating allergies or asthma? So, does it help us? Does it hurt us? Do we need more? Do we need less? And as you can imagine, we need more. That's why we give it to our patients. That's why we suggest everybody get on a good probiotic bacteria, because we just don't get the bacteria that we used to. Without going into a bunch of depth on it, we have hand sanitizer everywhere. We are constantly cleaning. We have chlorinated water. We have, our fruits and vegetables are all washed and they're not taken straight from the ground. We're not eating them right away. So there's a huge cut down in bacteria to what we've experienced as we were evolving and as the Homo sapiens species was getting to the point that we're at now. So we're exposed to a lot less bacteria, which is good and bad, but for our immune system and having the right bacteria in our gut is proving that we don't have it, and it's really bad for our immune system, for chronic inflammation, systemically, for absorption of nutrients, all the stuff that goes into it. So, and that's important because we have a symbiotic relationship with bacteria, with the correct bacteria in our gut. Basically what that means is humans and the bacteria that we house, we work together. Right? We create an environment for them, a home, so that they can live and multiply and continue their evolution, but they also help us, right? They help lower inflammation. As you're going to see, they help our immune system a ton. In fact, our immune system can't work without the correct bacteria and the correct levels of bacteria. And that's why it's so important that we start adding this stuff back into our diet so that we can get the right levels of bacteria and function at a higher level. Basically, just be healthy, reach homeostasis. If we don't have enough bacteria, we can't reach homeostasis ever. We have to have the right amount of the right bacteria in our body. So we have about 100 trillion bacterial cells in our body, And each and every one of them is important. And we've got to maintain those levels in order to be healthy and in order to lower the symptoms of things like allergies and asthma, as this study goes to show. What they talked about first in this study is how much childbirth matters, right? It starts before day one. But on day one, being exposed to the right bacteria to jumpstart our immune system is a really big deal for the evolution of our immune system and the exposures that we're about to face as we start to grow and start to age and become children and then adults and so on and so forth. So what it said here is that C-section babies have a much rougher time. They have a much higher prevalence of asthma, of allergies, of overall sickness, of inflammation chronically than do babies that were born vaginally, right? And that is because the mucosal lining, the bacteria found in the vaginal canal, the feces, the contact with feces and the bacteria there, it jumpstarts the immune system. We get the bacteria. That we were not designed the way we're designed by accident, okay? And the birthing process was not created by accident either. It is vital to our health and the jumpstart to our immune system that we are exposed to these bacteria right away. And it's proven throughout all the research that C-section babies have a much higher incidence of asthma and allergies and sickness and things like that. Now, that's not to say, I understand C-sections have saved a lot of lives and babies and different things, and that's hugely important sometimes, but we, in the United States, we do it at a much higher rate than any other country in the world. And we're the sickest country in the world. And that's just one factor, but it definitely plays into it, and the research agrees. And it's not to say either that if you do have a C-section baby, you should feel bad about how you started their lives or that they're going to be chronically sick or anything like that. We can be healthy still, and we can reverse that kind of stuff. I'm just pointing out that the research does say that a vaginal birth, being exposed to all that bacteria, has a much better effect on our immune system and our growth and development than being a C-section baby. So something to consider if you're going to have a baby, and if you did have a C-section, that's okay. Let's get on the right track. Let's get the bacteria that we need, and all the other vitamins that I always talk about. So the bacteria in our gut play a gigantic role in immune tolerance, okay? And the article, this research defined immune tolerance as the ability of the host to distinguish ingested or inhaled antigens and prevent activation of an immune response to these antigens. So basically what that's saying is that we don't want our body to freak out and go into inflammation and create an immune response for everything that comes in, right? That's what allergies are, is these hyper-inflamed responses to something that may not be that we need to respond like that to. It'd be like if you have, let's take your house, for example. You're at home with your family and friends come over and you just start beating the crap out of them because you don't know who they are and you're protecting your family. And the next person walks in, you just beat the crap out of them. And it happens time and time and time again. That's our immune system if we don't have the right bacteria in our gut. Okay, the bacteria actually helps our immune system. It triggers certain things, which we'll talk about in a second, but it triggers the memory of those things. So let's say, the first time we did beat the crap out of the guy that walked in the door, but the next time we're like, hey, that's Jim. I know Jim. I don't have to beat him up. He's a friend. He's not here to hurt us, right? Our body's doing the same thing. Our immune system's doing the same thing with these different antigens that come in from outside of our internal environment. And when we're at homeostasis, we don't need to attack everything. We have the ability to recognize that's Jim. He's not here to hurt us, right? So that's an important and probably one of the most important role of having these bacteria in our body. And that's why I say we work together, that symbiotic relationship. It helps our immune system remember things like that so that we don't have to suffer every time there's an antigen in the air that we're exposed to. So it also helps suppress unwanted inflammation. And there are 1,000 mechanisms by way that the bacteria does this. But one of the big things is, and it talks about autoimmune responses and it lowers that and allergies too, is because it prevents leaky gut. And leaky gut is just these antigens, these big proteins that should never get through our gut wall. Well, they are getting through because we don't have the right bacteria. Our gut wall has holes in it because the bacteria aren't there to help it and tighten up those links and everything else. And that's a quick rundown of that, right? But the bacteria are so important when it comes to autoimmune diseases, when it comes to allergies and asthma, when it comes to our immune system working correctly. I talked about regulation of the immune system. We have what we call Treg cells, or T regulatory cells, Treg cells for short. Basically, they're T cells, okay, in our immune system, which are responsible for helping us prevent autoimmune disease, to remember these antigens that are in the air that are coming into the body. Well, what the research shows, and what this review showed us, is that there is clear experimental evidence for the direct effect of specific bacterial species on the Treg cell development. Right? So these Treg cells, they don't even come about correctly or work correctly if we don't have the right bacteria in our body. All right? Now, I don't care if you ever remember Treg cells, right? Or T regulatory cells or T cells in general. I want you to remember that without the correct bacteria, your immune system is going to freak out on everything, and you're going to be sick and inflamed constantly. And the research has proven this time and time again. Like I said, and more research comes out on these bacteria every day. But we have got to have the right bacteria, or else we're going to freak out to everything. We're going to be sick all the time. We're not going to respond when we should. We don't have the T regulatory cells. We don't have the innate immune system remembering everything, and the adaptive immune system, the innate immune system attacks on the front line, and that doesn't happen correctly without bacteria. And then our adaptive immune system has those cells that remember things. Oh, we don't need to freak out. That's Jim. He's not here to hurt us. Or, oh man, I remember this. Attack right now, right? And that is all regulated by the bacteria in our body. And if we don't have the right bacteria and we don't have the right amount, we are going to be chronically inflamed and we're going to be sick. If not, have chronic allergies, asthma, and autoimmune diseases. So the bacteria are vitally important to a healthy immune system and to your overall health. Okay, and that's what the research has to say about all the bacteria, and that's big. You know, that's why we introduce all of our patients to a proper probiotic to help bring those levels up, because inflammation is one of the root causes of what brought them into our office, whether that's pain or headaches or whatever it is. And it's also one of the root causes of chronic disease, chronic illness, and just suffering as humans, and a decreased immune system, right? So guys, I know I do this for you each time I do the 12 minutes to health, but it's really important to me that you guys get the answers that you need and that you deserve for you and your family to actually get healthy, right? So if you've ever thought about going to a chiropractor, or some of this stuff that I talked to you about with the research makes sense, and you want to know more about bacteria, you want to know more about omega-3s, vitamin D, more about what are the right exercises, how do I get rid of this pain, whatever it is, come in and see us. Right? We do our special offer for you guys, a $39 donation from you to our local monthly charity. And the only reason I do that is to remove the excuses that you have that have stopped you from coming into the chiropractor in the past. So come in, get your x-rays, talk to the doctor, go through the exam, take the spinal health assessment that we use, you know, get your health score from 1 to 100 and figure out, how do I be healthier? How do I get rid of these symptoms and the crap that I've had to deal with forever? Because we do have the answers thanks to the research that's out there, and we can help you. So give us a call today. Don't waste this opportunity, guys. Let your friends and family know. And most importantly, come in and see us so we can get this information to you and help you out. I really appreciate you guys listening to the 12 Minutes of Health. I wish you the best in health, and hopefully you're healthier for having heard it. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks.